Greetings, church. My name is Darren Travis. I'm one of your pastors here at the church for discipleship in particular, and I'm eager to open Psalm 29 with you. I love this psalm because it tells us who God is. 18 different times it uses his name, Yahweh, the Lord, is who it portrays. And it does a wonderful picture of moving from what's going on in the heavenlies to what's going on the earth, and it compares his power to a thunderstorm that moves from the northern part of the country to the southern, and it ends with God's people giving him praise and him blessing them. So I think there's plenty going on in our world that makes us wonderfully relate to this psalm. There is total animosity and so much in the news about the election that's coming up. We have a Supreme Court justice nomination that's also being debated, and it seems like there is unrest left and right. And I love this psalm because God wants to give his people peace and bless them. So I think we can learn much from these verses. I'm going to read the opening two and the final two. The first two said this: Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. What does it mean to ascribe? It means to give. And worship means to give weight to show the weightiness of who God is. And so it opens with this picture in the heavenlies of these heavenly beings giving God glory, ascribing to him the glory that is actually due him. He is holy, as it says. Holiness is who he is, and power flows from him. So it opens with this wonderful picture of the worship of God, of who he is, in his holiness and his glory. Then it talks about this storm that moves from the northern part of the state in the Lebanon, cedars of Lebanon, and it moves south and it goes through the Kadesh area, which is where Moses wandered in the wilderness, and then it continues to move out into the desert. And as it breaks the cedars of Lebanon, these trees of great strength, and as it rolls through the desert land at the bottom of Kadesh, it watches the power, and it says God is like this, and we should ascribe to him glory. For me, I just sat out in my front yard as I watched the storm that came through Hurricane Delta a few weeks ago, and I watched it blow the limbs of my tree back and forth, and I saw the massive oaks in my front yard just bend and sway. And as I did so, I thought about our God is so much more powerful than even the hurricanes that threaten the Gulf Coast. And God is compared to these, and it says at the end in verses 9 and 10, the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. He strips the forest bare, and in all his temple they cry, glory. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood. The Lord sits enthroned as king forever. And may the Lord give strength to his people and bless his people with peace. It concludes by saying, all his people cry out glory. One day that is what we will be doing in heaven, and he gives us the opportunity now. So even as calamity threatens us on left and right, whether it's political, personal, all things in between, he says he wants to bless his people with peace. My dear church, I pray that God draws you near and reveals to you who he is as you spend time in Psalm 29 this week.